So my name's Andrew Glancy, and I'm one of the South Australian organisers for the DLC. Come all the way over from Adelaide today to protest against the net censorship plan. I'm one of the South Australian organisers, so I'm just mainly involved in trying to trickle some information down to the South Australian people, and also a lot just to sort of be a central point when there's lots of different people from lots of different groups that are opposing this, and everybody's trying to find different ways to come together and work together. So we're just trying to facilitate that and help everyone work together and, you know, work off the same set of figures and same approach and strategy and that sort of thing, yeah. Basically the same way as most other people have, where I've heard about it online and I've tried to do something to get involved. I helped organise the Adelaide version of the December 13 rallies. And
how was that? Was that quite successful?
Yeah, we had about 250 to 300 people show up, and a bit of press showed up.
So that was kind of the beginning that people started. That's when we started hearing about it, wasn't it? It was basically November, December.
Yeah, same here. And like there was a smaller rally sort of in November, but that was sort of when everyone was coming out of the woodwork, and then since then everybody seems to have really, you know, come together and united against it. So, yeah. I'd say I'm an anti-censorship person, but I'm a parent myself, so I still have respect for things like the rating systems and things like that as a guideline, and then I can judge my own individual choice based on that. I don't see censorship as a viable way to sort of achieve anything. I think it's more to do with controlling thought and controlling what people can and can't say, really. And I think I'm more of an advocate of personal freedom, and when people are doing things illegal, that's when the police should get involved, not a censorship law. I've spoken to a few people on that issue, and I'd say that I think the issue's really hijacked by that, and it's a really emotional issue that a lot of the times the debate's framed around that, when really we know that a lot of the material they're going to block is actually legal material. So as a parent, I kind of resent the idea that people think parents are against it, when the main reason I'm campaigning is to make sure that my children can grow up in a free and democratic society the same as I have. And I don't see the idea of censoring what they can and can't read as a positive step forward.
No.
Well, hopefully this will get further attention on our cause, and hopefully it will galvanise people to understand what the issues are really about, and so they don't, if we can apply enough pressure on the government so they know that the Australian public does not want this, the experts are condemning it, the industry are condemning it, we just want them to realise that to get it off the table.
It's too extreme.
Exactly, and I think a one-size-fits-all solution to this problem's not good for anybody. There's some people that are for censorship, some people that are for a little bit of censorship, and some people for complete censorship, and there's no way that one solution can satisfy everybody. What I'd like to come from this would be to eventually adopt a Bill of Rights in Australia that would guarantee not only the right to freedom of information and ideas, but a wide range of different things that a lot of people are campaigning for at the moment, like gay rights and things like that could all be protected constitutionally, rather than what is being suggested at the moment, which is more of an act that could be overridden by the states and wouldn't really apply. So that's the overall aim. Yeah, sure. Well, I think as you mentioned before, this was originally slated by the government as being a children-saving principle, and just recently they've added an anti-abortion website to the blacklist, and that's sort of just the start of them introducing political censorship, and there's nothing there to protect children, and blocking things like a dentist site and things like that. It's just getting, once you've got the censorship system in place, there's nothing to stop future governments from implementing it, and the wording of the legislation is so loose and so open to interpretation that it really could go down a Soviet, Russian, China, Burma, North Korea kind of direction, which I don't think any Australians really want. Yeah, I'd say
what
so.
kind of...
I'm a graphic designer by trade, so I do a lot of online work. Most of the communication with my clients is done online. All my billing's done online, so One of the things that concerns me is the net banking won't be secure anymore, and I do a lot of my banking online, and the idea that thousands of internet service provider staff would have access to my banking details is kind of a concern to me, and I think to most Australians that would be a concern.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I mean, this government went to the polls at the last election on one of their ideas was to improve the infrastructure of broadband in this country and at least get it up to international standards at least. And their own tests are saying this is going to slow the internet down. So I'd say that they're, not really keeping to their promises, and they're dodgy. I've spoken to a lot of parents that are concerned about the content of the internet and are concerned that they don't have the technical prowess to protect their children online, and I think that the $44 million spent on a filter that nobody agrees will actually work could be better spent educating parents to better supervise their children online, and if parents were better educated about the internet, then they could better supervise their children. Even the Save the Children agency have said that this proposal of the government's is fundamentally flawed, and it's
completely.
Yeah, we need to really empower children by educating them that the internet is a dangerous place. It's a public place. We don't leave children unsupervised in public places. At least I don't leave my children unsupervised in public places. And if once they get to the age where you can start giving them more freedoms, they need to have the empowerment of knowledge to know what's bad, what's good,